The Illinois State Redbirds are now with us. Phil Fain and Malik Yarbrough represent the student body. Dan Muller is the head coach. We're going to ask him to make a statement on the game. Then we'll go to questions for just the two student athletes. Dan, please.
Yeah, obviously, first, congratulations to Loyola and their team and their coaching staff. They've had a special year. We got beat by a good team today. Obviously, we didn't play very well, but congratulations to Loyola.
Questions? Start right here.
For both players, 8 days ago, you guys played them up in Chicago, one possession game in the final minute. What was the biggest difference today, do you think?
Phil, first, please.
I would just say they came out ready. They were the more prepared team today. Everything, so they came out ready, more prepared.
They did a great job just executing, doing what they know how to do, and just not beating themselves.
Phil, Boogie hits that three to start the second half, and you guys are down 6 there. Did you think the momentum was kind of maybe a little bit on your side at that point?
Yeah, I would say we thought the momentum was on our side. Like I said, Boogie hit a great shot to start the second half, but I feel like they really came out in the second half more prepared and more ready to attack than we were.
Phil, can you talk a little bit about Cameron Krutwig and the challenges he poses on either side of the floor?
Oh, yeah. Cameron Krutwig, he's a great big man, freshman of the year. He's big down low. Yeah, he's big down low.
Malik, you talked about it all year, how you guys live and die by the three. Is it frustrating when you can only shoot 20%? Did it seem like you guys were maybe 1-3 away from maybe getting something going?
I mean, we took good shots. We didn't force anything. They all took good shots, but it just didn't fall today. And overall, we just didn't play our best basketball. So it just snowballed over to it.
For both players, as hard as it may be to look forward to next year, is it kind of exciting to see that you guys are going to return everybody and the big three will still be intact?
Malik, lead us off, please.
Yeah. I mean, we listened to the whole thing while we we're in the locker room, and we just told each other that we ain't gonna let this happen again next year. We're gonna come out, be prepared for anything that comes our way, and we're gonna be back here next year.
Yeah, it's like a learning experience for us, having no seniors or everything and juniors. Just being in this situation for next year, just knowing the feeling of hearing what it sounds like winning, hearing what it sounds like losing. So just knowing the feeling and everything.
Question for both players. You guys were held to 31% shooting. Can you talk about some things that they did defensively that may have been challenging?
Phil, start us off, please.
I think they were really in gaps, really stunning and everything, and really good at boxing out when the shot goes up and everything. And everybody has those days when they have bad offensive day. I had a bad offensive day. I was missing a lot of shots I usually make and everything, and it's a little harder today.
I believe that we just missed a lot of easy shots that we always make. Like Phil just said, we just were rushing. I feel like we let the nerves get to us a little bit, but after a while, that should have went away, and we just missed a lot of easy shots that we always make, and worry about the rest calling fouls.
Left-hand side.
Phil, you obviously played in last year's game as well against Wichita State. Did you feel any similarities between this year's game and last year's game in terms of the second half kind of playing out how it did?
Yeah, a little bit. Really, I felt the similarities when we were down and we were fighting to come back. That was one of the biggest similarities that reminded me of last year. How we were down, we were fighting, trying to get back in the second half and everything.
Anything else for the student athletes of Illinois State? Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much. You are excused. Good job. We'll stay here with Coach Muller for a while longer. First question is right here.
Dan, just kind of what I asked the players too. 8 days ago, obviously you guys were really locked in up there. What did you think was the main difference between that game and this game tonight?
We probably missed 7 layups in the first half. Legitimately, now a couple might have been kind of contested, but we missed some point-blank layups between Keyshawn, Phil, and Malik. And you make those, obviously, I think it's a completely different game. Not only that, but they had 2 transition threes out of those missed layups. I think when we missed those shots, we even got a little bit even tighter. I certainly didn't help as much as I could have. I'm not sure what I would have done differently, but I thought we were going to play really well. I really did. Was Phil tired? I don't know. He was one missing a lot of those. Didn't have some explosion. A little bit of nerves maybe, but I thought we guarded him well enough throughout the first half, other than some transition baskets. I just thought we missed some opportunities. And you make those, and it opens things up, right? We weren't making those. In the second half, we missed a couple, but we just couldn't open up their defense. They were really, really good defensively today, though.
Coach, what do you think the mindset will be going into next year with everybody returning?
We got to get a lot better. We really do. We got individuals who have to put weight on. Guys, got to get better, obviously, as every team does. And certainly we'll be excited about next year when we sit back and think about it. But right now it's just pretty disappointing to play the way we played today. We've been playing some really good basketball for a few weeks, but we had a bad day today.
Coach, what have you seen from Malik now that through a full season, he sat out last year, obviously, but has become a pretty important player in a short amount of time for you and has more time left?
Yeah, no, he's obviously, we've talked about it a lot. He's so good and talented, and teams game plan for him. Sometimes that makes it tough. Some guys, other guys on the team have helped him out a little bit better than they do sometimes. This is the first. He's almost never been in foul trouble this year, and all of a sudden 3 games in a row he's in foul trouble. That's tough. But he's one of the best players that I've coached, and he's really just tip of the iceberg as far as where he can go.
Jim?
Coach, same thing I asked the players. With Phil, Malik, and Keyshawn all returning next year, it's got to be pretty. You got to have some optimism heading into next season, as hard as it may be to look forward already.
Yeah, again, we're excited. We will be excited about next year as we get towards it and understand where we have to improve. But we're somewhat. I'm hopeful. We're still playing this year. I don't know what will happen, but I'm hopeful we'll still play this year.
Coach Tinsley hits a three-pointer coming down at halftime, cuts it to 6, and then they respond with the 8-0 run. You think that was the difference in the game?
Tough to say it's difference because kind of same thing happened the first half. We was tie game close, and they went on a run. I'm not sure which run was worse, but we hit the bucket, and we go down and just have a complete breakdown defensively. Just a complete breakdown after what we talked about out of halftime, and the positive feelings we felt went away within 15 seconds. And obviously, from that point on, it wasn't much of a game at any point. But we didn't handle it very well. We just didn't handle the game very well today.
Dan, how healthy is Keyshawn? And obviously you sat him a little bit. I know you were disappointed in one of his shots in the first half.
Yeah.
Was that kind of a combination of both of those things, maybe?
Well, that was mainly the shot, to be honest. Been talking to him about which shots to take and which not, and I was disappointed at that time in the shot he took. Now, once I took him out, I did decide, let me give him a little bit of rest, too. How healthy is he? 3 games in 3 days is hard for him with his leg. It's more his knee. He tweaked his ankle a little bit, but his knee. We give him a little more reps than most guys, a little more breaks in practice than most guys to rest him throughout the week. But and he played the most minutes on the team too, unfortunately. So certainly not 100%.
How close or how far away were you guys from maximizing what you thought this year could have been?
Ooh. Maximizing based on talent, pretty far away. Maximizing based on experience and where we started at the beginning of the year, close, but not close enough. Had a lot of guys mature and get better throughout the year, and I think you saw that in consistency. Obviously, injuries kind of threw a rhythm off a couple times, but this team has a lot of talent that I think we'll see as they get another year older. But if this team was healthy the entire year, I think we might be as good as the team. Maybe not, but might be as good as Loyola, or right around there is what I thought we could be if we stayed healthy.
We have 4 minutes left in this session. Questions right here.
Coach, can you talk about the struggles of getting to the free throw line tonight?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Pretty frustrating. Very, very frustrating. My best player has been in foul trouble every game, and some tough calls. Not sure if they're right or wrong, but some tough calls, and we get there. They foul 5 times. It was a very physical game. It was a very, very physical game, and so it's tough not to get any points from the foul line.
Dan, like you said, you're hopeful maybe an NIT bid comes.
Yeah.
Well, what's the plans then for the rest of the week?
Well, luckily, we're not on spring break this week as we usually are. It's a lot harder if you're in that situation. So we'll go. They'll certainly have at least 2, maybe 3 days off, and then just maybe try to get a little feedback if we can from the committee, if possible. I'm not sure if that'll be possible, but if we feel like we have a chance, get back on the court a little bit and kind of practice and make sure we stay in shape and sharp, and yet keep it a little bit loose just in case.
Okay, Dan. Well, last question. We'll take it.
Coach, is it disappointing to play on Sunday for the 3rd time in 4 years and come up empty?
I mean, they're all disappointing, certainly. I'm not thinking much about last year right now. We just didn't play well, and that's just – if you play well and you get beat, a little bit easier to take. I told the team I'm not quite as emotional this year because we don't have seniors. I mean, it's not like a career's ended today. Hopefully we're still playing this year, but I'm more just disappointed right now that we just – I couldn't help them better to just play well today and see what happens.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you.